In the heart of a gleaming skyscraper in downtown New York, where the city's pulse beat through walls of glass and steel, Alexander Hargrove, the iron-fisted CEO of Teknova Industries, felt his world crumbling. His face flushed crimson as he paced his opulent office, barking orders into his phone. "What do you mean the Translator cancelled? This deal with the French conglomerate is worth billions. Get me someone, anyone, who speaks fluent French, or heads will roll." Little did he know, salvation would come not from a boardroom executive, but from the unlikeliest of heroes, the janitor's daughter, a young woman whose quiet strength would turn panic into triumph and rewrite the rules of destiny. Stick around for this incredible tale of underdogs rising, and if it moves you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that prove anyone can change the game. Your support keeps these inspirations flowing. Alexander Hargrove wasn't always the picture of corporate perfection. Born into modest means in a small Midwestern town, he had clawed his way to the top through sheer grit and relentless ambition. By age 45, he helmed Teknova, a tech giant specializing in AI-driven solutions for global businesses. His life was a whirlwind of mergers, acquisitions, and high-stakes negotiations. But on this fateful morning in early spring, as cherry blossoms dusted the streets below like pink confetti, everything hinged on a single meeting. The French firm, Lumiere Innovations, was on the verge of partnering with Teknova to revolutionize sustainable energy tech. The contract? A cool $2.5 billion. The catch? The French delegation insisted on conducting the talks in their native tongue, honoring cultural pride. Hargrove's usual translator, a seasoned linguist named Marie, had fallen ill overnight, appendicitis, the doctor said. No backups. No time. Down in the lobby, amidst the hum of vacuum cleaners and the scent of fresh polish, worked Miguel Santos, the building's longtime janitor. A man in his late 50s with calloused hands and a warm smile that hid years of hardship, Miguel had immigrated from Mexico 2 decades ago, chasing the American dream for his family. His wife had passed away young, leaving him to raise their only child, Isabella, alone. Isabella, now 22, was the light of his life, a bright, determined young woman studying linguistics at a local community college while working part-time as a barista. She often visited her father at work, bringing him homemade tamales or just chatting during his breaks. Today was no different. She had swung by to drop off his lunch, her backpack slung over one shoulder, filled with textbooks on French literature and translation theory. As Hargrove's panic echoed through the executive floors, a frantic assistant burst into the maintenance room. "Mr. Santos, have you seen anyone who might speak French?" The CEO's in meltdown mode. Miguel paused, mop in hand, and thought of Isabella. She had spent a gap year in Paris after high school, immersing herself in the language through a work-study program at a cafe near the Eiffel Tower. Fluent? More than that, she dreamed in French, quoted Victor Hugo effortlessly, and had even won a regional translation contest. But Miguel hesitated. His daughter was no corporate hotshot, she was just Isabella. "My daughter," he said tentatively. "She speaks French like a native. But she's not a professional." Word reached Hargrove within minutes. Desperation overrode his skepticism. "Bring her up. Now," he commanded. Isabella, wide-eyed and clad in jeans and a simple blouse, was ushered into the boardroom elevator. Her heart pounded as the floors whizzed by. What was she doing here? She had idolized stories of powerful women in business but never imagined herself in one. As the doors opened to the penthouse level, she stepped into a world of polished mahogany and panoramic views. Hargrove, disheveled and sweating, eyed her warily. You're the janitor's kid? Can you really handle this? These French execs are sharks, they'll eat us alive if there's even a hint of miscommunication." Isabella swallowed hard, her mind flashing back to her childhood. Growing up in a cramped apartment in Queens, she had watched her father scrub floors late into the night, his back aching, just to afford her books and classes. "Education is your ticket out," he'd say, his eyes tired but fierce. She had faced bullying in school for her accent, for being the cleaner's daughter. But those trials forged her resilience. "Yes, sir," she replied steadily, her voice carrying a quiet confidence. "I can handle it. Just give me the briefing." The meeting commenced in the grand conference room, sunlight streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows. The French delegation arrived, Monsieur Laurent Duval, the stern CEO of Lumière, flanked by his team of sharp-suited negotiators. They exchanged pleasantries in English, but Duval quickly switched to French, his tone probing. "Allons droit au but. Nous avons de préoccupations sur la viabilité de votre IA pour nos marchés européens. Let's get straight to the point. We have concerns about the viability of your AI for our European markets." Hargrove froze, his limited high school French failing him. He glanced at Isabella, who nodded subtly and stepped forward. With poise beyond her years, she translated flawlessly, her accent impeccable, even adding nuances that captured Duval's subtle skepticism. As the discussion deepened, challenges arose. Duval pressed on intellectual property rights, environmental impact clauses, and profit-sharing models. Hargrove's team fumbled slides and stats, but Isabella didn't just translate, she mediated. When a heated debate erupted over data privacy laws under GDPR, Isabella interjected gently in French, "Monsieur Duval, permettez-moi de clarifier. Technova s'engage à un conformité totale, une voici comment. Mr. Duval, allow me to clarify. Technova is committed to full compliance, and here's how." Her words bridged gaps, her empathy shining through. She shared a personal anecdote about her time in Paris, relating to Duval's mention of French cultural values in business. "J'ai vécu à Paris, et j'ai vu comment l'innovation put respecter el héritage," she said. "I've lived in Paris, and I've seen how innovation can respect heritage." Duval's stern facade softened, he chuckled, revealing a shared love for French poetry. But the real test came midway. A technical glitch hit the presentation software, Hargrove's AI demo froze, symbols of impending disaster. Panic rippled through the room. Hargrove whispered urgently to Isabella, "Stall them. Explain it's a minor issue." Isabella's mind raced. She wasn't just a translator, she had tinkered with coding in her college classes, inspired by her father's tales of fixing broken machines. Drawing on that, she improvised. In fluid French, she described the AI's back-end processes verbally, sketching diagrams on a whiteboard. "Imaginez cela comme un pont entre nos mondes, solide, adaptable," she explained. "Imagine this as a bridge between our worlds, strong, adaptable." The French team, initially frustrated, became engaged. Duval leaned forward, intrigued. By the time the tech team fixed the glitch, Isabella had turned a potential fiasco into a collaborative brainstorming session. Yet, emotional depths lurked beneath the surface. As the meeting stretched into hours, Isabella felt the weight of her own insecurities. Flashbacks haunted her, the day her mother died from a sudden illness, leaving Miguel devastated and Isabella, at 10, vowing to make him proud. The scholarships she lost due to family income brackets. The boyfriends who dismissed her dreams as cute but unrealistic. Hargrove, too, revealed vulnerability. During a break, he confided in her, "I built this company from nothing, kid. Lost my family along the way, divorce, estranged kids. This deal? It's my legacy." Isabella nodded, sharing her story. "My dad lost everything too, but he never stopped believing in me. Legacies aren't just about billions, they're about the people we lift up." The challenges escalated in the afternoon. Duval dropped a bombshell. Lumière demanded exclusive rights to certain patents, a clause that could cripple Technova's future expansions. Hargrove exploded in English, "That's unacceptable." Isabella translated calmly but felt the tension. She proposed a compromise, drawing on her knowledge of international law from her studies, a joint venture where both companies co-developed the tech, sharing risks and rewards. C'est un partenariat, pas un conquête, she urged. It's a partnership, not a conquest. Duval hesitated, his team murmuring. The room hung in suspense, the city noise below a distant hum. Resolution came through persistence. Isabella facilitated back and forths, her emotional intelligence shining. She noticed Duval's subtle cues. A fidget with his wedding ring when discussing family-owned aspects of Lumiere. Tapping into that, she wove in stories of legacy, mirroring Hargrove's earlier confession. Nos enterprises sont comme de familles, partisans les ensemble. Our companies are like families, let's protect them together. Duval's eyes glistened, he revealed his own struggles, passing the baton to his children. Agreement was reached, a modified contract, fair and innovative. As the delegation shook hands, Duval turned to Isabella. Mademoiselle, vous n'êtes pas seulement une traductrice, vous êtes un leader. Miss, you're not just a translator, you're a leader. Hargrove, humbled, pulled her aside. Kid, you saved us. How can I repay you? Isabella smiled. Hire more people like me and my dad. Give opportunities to those who earn them, not just those with fancy degrees. In the days that followed, Technova thrived. The deal propelled them to new heights, but the real change was internal. Hargrove instituted diversity programs, promoting from within. Miguel received a raise and recognition, his pride overflowing as he watched Isabella graduate and join the company as a full-time liaison. She, in turn, mentored others, turning her story into a beacon. But let's delve deeper into Isabella's backstory, for it's the heart of this tale. Born in a bustling Mexico City hospital, Isabella's early years were filled with the vibrant chaos of street markets and family gatherings. Her mother, Elena, was a talented seamstress who dreamed of opening her own boutique. Elena's laughter filled their home, teaching Isabella her first French words from old-fashioned magazines featuring Parisian designs. Un jour, mi hija, tu marcheras sur les Champs-Élysées, Elena would say. One day, my daughter, you'll walk the Champs-Élysées. But cancer claimed Elena when Isabella was just 8, leaving a void that Miguel filled with double shifts and quiet determination. They moved to New York for better opportunities, but life was hard. Miguel's janitorial job paid the bills, barely. Isabella attended public schools where she excelled in languages, her mother's influence lingering. She faced prejudice, classmates mocking her lunchbox of beans and rice, teachers overlooking her for more promising students. Yet, she persevered, volunteering at community centers, translating for immigrants. Her gap year in Paris was funded by scholarships and savings. There, she lived in a tiny attic room, serving croissants by day and devouring books by night. Homesickness hit hard, nights crying for her father, but it built her empathy. Back in New York, college was a juggle. Mornings at the coffee shop, afternoons in class, evenings helping Miguel. Romance? Fleeting. A boyfriend once said, "You're smart, Bella, but aim lower, corporate world's not for girls like you." It stung, echoing doubts. But the Technova incident shattered those barriers. Hargrove's arc was equally poignant. Orphaned young, he bootstrapped through night school, building Technova from a garage startup. Success came at a cost, his wife left, citing neglect, his son barely spoke to him. The French deal was his redemption arc, but Isabella showed him true leadership, compassion over conquest. The story's climax revisited, post-meeting, as confetti of signed papers settled, Isabella confronted her fears. Walking home with Miguel, she confessed, "Papa, I was terrified. What if I failed?" He hugged her. "You didn't, because you carried us all in your heart." Their bond, unbreakable, inspired Technova's new ethos. Months later, Isabella led her first solo negotiation in Paris, the city of her dreams. Hargrove attended, a proud mentor. The company flourished, but more importantly, lives changed. Employees from diverse backgrounds rose, proving talent knows no hierarchy. This tale reminds us, in a world of glass ceilings, sometimes the key is held by those sweeping the floors. Underdogs rise when given a chance, turning panic into purpose. If this story touched your heart, smash that like button, it means the world, and subscribe for more epic narratives of triumph.